everyone, this is Larry. Welcome back to TodayIFeelLike.com. Today we are going to check out the low light king of lenses. This is the Sony 24mm f1.4 lens. We are going to put it on my Sony a7R III. We're going to check this out. We're going to unbox it, then we'll put it on, do the rest of the review. You'll see how this background goes nice and buttery, bokeh-licious, blurred out. So let's unbox it, try it out, see how it does, and here we go. All right, so here we have it. This is a look at the Sony 24mm 1.4 GM lens, as we can see it here. So on this side, same thing, just says GM FE 24mm 1.4. On this side, it gives us a little bit more information. It says it has nano AR coating, direct drive SSM. That's for the internal focusing motor, the circular aperture. It has a lens hood included and a lens case included. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up so we can take a look at the actual lens and see what comes inside of it. So let's see here. We have the actual lens there with the case and a bunch of paperwork here. So let's see. Yep, that's everything. So that's just some plastic there, some packing stuff. This is all the information, like your lens hood, your warranty stuff and all the directions and all that, so we'll leave that in there. This is the actual case here, so we'll just take this off and take the lens out, and we'll see inside here as well we have a strap for the case, so if you want to carry the case with you, you can do that. And we have the lens hood here. So I'm one of these people that actually uses lens hoods. Not everybody does. I really like the fact that this is a bayonet mount. It's reversible, so it's will be easy to keep on the lens even when you're not using it. So we'll just put that plastic in here. But yeah, here's the lens. It is much lighter and smaller than I expected, because it is a 1.4 lens. So large aperture lenses are usually pretty large, and this one is not. So. But one thing we can see right off the bat, that it has an aperture ring on here. So it has A for auto, if you can see that. And then it has the various apertures that you can go to. There's the hard stops that you can go that are clickable. If you want to declick it, you can actually turn the clicking off, and now it will be a smooth transition. So if you're a filmmaker and you want to do that, you can actually make that happen for you. So if you want to turn it back on to click, you just turn it back there, and then it clicks again. And once you get all the way to F16, you can do a hard click over, and it takes it back to auto. So yeah, so that's nice. It also, like most GM lenses, it has the function button right there, so you can have a custom function button, so you can change things like change it from manual focus to autofocus, or autofocus to manual focus. It also has an autofocus manual focus switch. You can program that to do pretty much whatever you want. So yeah. There is the back of it there, standard E-mount. We have it here, lens hood, 67mm filter thread, so there is that. And bayonet mount just goes right on here. You can actually push that if you want to release it. There are lens markers. You see the little lens, the little red dot right there. You can line that up, and then you can just make sure it gets lined up properly if we can. Let's see, there we go. And it locks right into place. So just like that. When you want to take it off, you can just push the button and it goes in. So yeah, there it is. And if you don't want to use it, you can always just reverse it. Sometimes you can do like that if you want to put it in your camera bag and not have the lens hood sticking out. So that's a nice thing to do. So that is it. That is the lens right there. So we're going to put this on my camera, try it out, and see how this thing performs. All right, so we have the lens hooked up now, so let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. And the first good thing up that I want to mention is something that I noticed during the unboxing, and that is the lens is very, very light and small. It's much smaller and lighter than I expected, and I was really surprised because this is a large aperture lens. With that 1.4, it could really be large. I mean, there are some 1.4 lenses out there that are very, very large. This is not one of them. It's small and it's light, which makes it perfect just to put on your camera and leave it on there as sort of an everyday walk around lens. Now with that 1.4 aperture, this lens is a low light monster, but that is not the reason why I actually bought this lens. I did want the 1.4 aperture, but I wanted it so I can get all that nice background blur that you see back there. And that is because I work in a second room in here as my office, as my studio. I don't have a lot of space, and so I wanted a very large aperture lens that can give me a lot of background blur or bokeh, so that I don't have all the stuff in the back there distracting people and you stay focused here on me. This 1.4 aperture gives me exactly that. Now the next thing that I wanted to mention about this lens is that it has something for both photographers and filmmakers. So one of the nice things is that this lens is sharp from edge to edge. So if you're shooting landscapes or something like that, you're gonna have really sharp images from corner to corner. Now another thing that's really great for both photographers and filmmakers is that there's an aperture ring on the lens, and the aperture ring is actually clicked or declicked depending on how you're using it. So if you are a filmmaker and you are needing to have smooth aperture transitions, say you're going from outside to inside, you can actually just click that little switch right there and declick your aperture ring, and you can smoothly change the aperture. If you're a photographer and you're shooting and you want to be able to actually feel those clicks, maybe you're shooting something and you want to be able to change the aperture without looking, but so you want to feel and know exactly where you are, you can go ahead and click it back up to turn it on, and your aperture ring will be clicked again. Now there are two things that I don't like about this lens. One of them is that it's not image stabilized. So if you're using a camera that is not image stabilized, then I would really suggest you put this thing on a tripod unless you're shooting at fast shutter speeds or have a very, very steady hand, because without image stabilization in the lens or in the body, you're kind of going back to the old school days of no image stabilization at all. So, but if you do have an image stabilized body, something like I'm using, what this is, the A7R3, you don't really have to worry about it so much. The body will take over for what the lens is lacking. Now, the next thing that I don't like about this lens is that, well, it's expensive. This thing is $1,400. That's right, it's $13.98, somewhere around there. It's expensive. It's an expensive lens, especially for a prime lens. It costs a pretty penny. It is worth it. It is sharp. It is fast. It does give you that bokeh-liciousness back there. So lenses, for me, when they're expensive, I don't like having to spend the money, but it's something I don't really worry about quite as much, because lenses are something that I keep for a very long time. Usually the life of me being in that system, I'll keep the lenses. So it's not as much as, it doesn't hurt as much as spending that for a lens as it would if I was spending that on a camera body. All right, so some of you probably want to know, can you vlog with this lens? Well, let's find out. It is a 24mm lens, so it is on the wider side, but may not be wide enough for everyone. But with that 1.4 aperture, it will really give you that nice blurred background that a lot of people want. So when you're vlogging, you stay focused, your viewer stays focused on you, still being able to see what's around you somewhat, but still staying focused on you. So let's go find out. I'm gonna put this on my GorillaPod. We're gonna walk around with it a bit, see if arm's length away is enough for 24mm. I already know for a fact that it is, because I've actually used cameras with 24mm, but let's go see what it looks like and what you guys think. All right, so I am out here. I am vlogging with my 24mm on my A7R3, and as we can see, this is very vloggable. You get a lot of view in the frame here, so there's plenty of field of view. So this really does work. Now, I do have my arm tucked in a little bit. I could go out a little bit further if I needed to, but it gets heavy really quickly like that, so I'm leaving it like this. Now, if you want to hold it with two hands, you actually can hold it with two hands and do it like this and get it a little bit steadier. But yeah, generally it's just kind of heavy vlogging with the full frame lens like this. I don't generally vlog where people are seeing me like this the whole time. Sometimes I'll just hold the lens out and vlog, but this is a very vloggable lens. Now, this is really the way that I vlog most of the time. I usually just hold the camera out in front of me in my hand like this. So usually I just walk, I hold the lens, the camera out in front of me, arm's length like this. And so this is what you can expect with a 24mm lens, you know, at arm's length away. Now, again, understand I don't have an ND filter on here. I am shooting at 1.4 in the daytime, so you might end up with some really fast shutter speeds. But yeah, this is what you can expect for it to look like, and I think it looks pretty good. All right, so there you have it. That is a look at the Sony 24mm f1.4 GM lens. This is an FE lens, so that is for full frame. And it's sort of just an unboxing and my first impressions and overall look at the lens. I'm gonna use this a lot. This is going to be probably the primary lens that stays on my camera body. So I expect that I will be using this lens nearly every day. And so I'll probably end up doing more reviews on it as far as what I like about it, what I don't like about it, probably some comparisons with other lenses. So expect to see those in the future. But yeah, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. I'm gonna leave a link to it down below in the video description so that you can check it out. Check out the lens for yourself and get more specs and prices and pick one up for yourself if you're interested. I'm also gonna leave a link to my Amazon page so you can see all the products that I've reviewed over time. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook. And I am Larry with TodayIFeelLike.com. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.